What was the reason that you started to do drugs?
You know, I was like, the best way I can explain it is, I was like any other kid when I was younger. Like to smoke weed, drink fucking 40 ounces, you know. That's where it started, like with anyone, you know, but I just wanted to get high. Just keep getting high. So, when I think where it really started is, I think I was 15 years old. And I broke my elbow skating to school. And I got prescribed the Loratab 10s, and I didn't know big about them. And of course, my big sister was like, "Hey, you keep a couple of them, pop a couple. It's like smoking weed and getting high." So I first started on pills. So that's how I really started. But I think my first starting to do drugs like heroin and speed and all that is I broke up with my girl in high school, which it wasn't like I'm gonna go get high because of her. It was more like I was in high school and I wanted to live the fullest, and I just didn't give a fuck. So I snorted a couple lines of meth, and I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, and that's where in about sophomore year is when I started experimenting with cocaine, heroin. I didn't do heroin all the time. I did it like a couple times in like 10th grade, but 11th grade is like where I really started doing heroin. So that's probably about when it really started. Yeah, it was just one thing led to another, and next thing you know, I was smoking heroin in my room.
When you were growing up, did you have goals? Like a lot of kids want to be firefighters or doctors or things like that.
Oh,
what
hell
did you
yeah.
want to be?
Oh, I wanted to snowboard with Shaun White. I wanted to be a professional snowboarder, and I was on the way to it too. I wanted to snowboard. That's what I wanted to do. I always was skateboarding. I was always at skate parks. You know, I loved skating, and you know, I was either a professional skateboarder or a professional snowboarder, dude. That was like my goal in life. I wanted to skate with Andrew Reynolds, and I wanted to snowboard, you know, fucking Shaun White, and just do the touring and go across the country and go to, you know, Australia and go on these crazy tours. Like, that was my dream, but you know, when you start fucking smoking drugs, dude, like, it's your fucking future or your fucking drugs, and drugs always kill your future. Me and one other person lived in here. We stayed in here all the time. We hid our shit up in here. This is where we stayed on the cold, cold nights. Nodded out, two of us nodded out on the floor. Just hopefully not dying. I'll probably help me go upstairs. And damn, this brings back memories.
You've been kicked out of here before?
Hundreds of times. Always came back the next night though.
When you started doing the drugs, was your family suspicious? Did you start to act different?
Not at first, because I was still smoking weed, and it started with meth, and they would get a little suspicious because I started staying up later, or I would be passing out on, you know, just look at my mom always, when she knows I smoked weed and everything, and she was always good at looking at your eyes, and she'd be like, "What's wrong with your eyes?" And I would say nothing. I remember the time I got caught when she finally knew I was doing drugs. I was talking to someone on AOL back in the day when I was on AOL. I was talking to one of my friends, and saying I didn't want to go to work because I'm so fucking spun out right now, and I left my computer on. My mom got on my computer and read the whole conversation. So I pretty much ratted myself out.
Did you feel like at that time that you had let her down when she caught you?
No, because I was working, I was going to work, I was still trying to keep a job. I felt like I was just experimenting at the time. I was just kind of going through the phases. But
how long was it before you realized that you were an addict?
It was quick. I'd say 2-3 months later. We have our backpacks. Just laid down and just passed out right here. Have all my shit right here. And we would just hang.
Was that because most of the businesses around here were closed at night?
So
it was just no one fucked with us. No one really fucked with us. We tried to stay away. Then we have a convenient bathroom at the 7-Eleven, you know, not 7-Eleven, the Rebel right there. Yeah, man, this was home.
Did the cops mess with you a lot over here?
If we came with a lot of people. If more than me and my buddy Chad came here, or if people came to find me to call the dude to go pick up, like, they would, or if we were standing up and they were doing their, you know, go around, if we were, like I said, in our elevator, staying right here, we were usually fine. So, but yeah, I mean, I remember one time I actually overdosed right here.
You overdosed right here?
Right here. I ended up doing a shot, dude, did too much, dude, I stopped breathing, and my buddy Chad I used to get high with, it was actually a EMT, used to be an EMT, so if it wasn't for him, I'd probably be dead that night.
What did he do?
Fucking just honestly slapped the shit out of me. He started pinching my fucking nerves, some of my nerves. It's kind of like a ghetto, like when they like bring you back, kind of get my nerves, and pretty much just started throwing water. Like I don't really know exactly what he did because I wasn't there. But what he told me is he kind of like started getting my nerves going, like trying to like pinch my nerve, you know, getting your tendon spots, and brought me back.
So you could have potentially died right here in front of a men's restroom. While getting
as
high.
fucked up as that sounds, yes. I was like, I'd say senior year is when it fucking hit. Senior year, because I was ditching school to go get dope. I was always going to school, spun out, doing heroin, bought drugs daily. It started turning into a daily thing. So first it was just, you know, hanging out with some friends. I wouldn't really buy it. I'd put a couple dollars in with them and do it with them. But then it was where I needed my own pipes. I needed my own shit. So I'd say senior year is when it finally took effect.
And how long after you started doing drugs was the first time that you got locked up?
I was 18. And I was 18, and I got fucked up one night at my house. We were doing a bunch of drugs, we were drinking, we were popping Xanax, we were getting all fucked up. And my dumb ass decides to go to Kmart and steal spray paint and Robitussin. Why? I don't know. I just wanted the thrill of stealing. So then we end up graffitiing the McDonald's front door and then the side of 7-Eleven, which cops got called and busted me, and the first time I went to jail, and it was a 30-day stay for destruction of property, and then I was so fucked up, they were pulled weed out on me and Robitussin. I didn't even remember grabbing it. I was only in the store 20 minutes prior to that. I didn't even remember it. That's how fucked up. And then after that, it was just an ongoing cycle. Started just going in and out, just doing stupid shit because drugs made me do it. Yeah.
So 2 people in the middle of the winter huddled up in here?
Yep. Sometimes 3.
Wow.
And I mean, it was nice though because all our hot air and everything would keep us fucking warm.
Right.
And like I said, we were closed out from everybody and couldn't really fuck with us. Like I said, you know, we were enclosed, and since this is like an open establishment where you can just walk the elevator, it was only trespassing. We couldn't get major breaking and enterings or bigger felony charges.
So even though you guys were like knocked off, you guys knew the law and you were trying to just get by without really trying to get locked up because you wanted to be able to get high as soon as you were available to get up.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a routine every day. Get up, go get well, run the streets.
Wow.
So, and like I said, yeah.
Because we're standing in here damn near shoulder to shoulder.
I mean, look, think about a couple people. You know, fucking one right here and one would be facing that way and just right here. Just nod it out, dude. And then the scary part is you'd be sleeping and you're upstairs and you feel the elevator move and someone's coming up. So you literally had 6 seconds to get all your shit up and be ready.
Wow.
Like you were just coming down from the elevator. This is where I used to make money at when we'd finally wake up. I'd be standing on these medians right here with a homeless sign for hours, just trying to get $1 here, $1 there. sometimes over on that side. Only thing sucked though is you seen a cop come, you had to kind of like get off the median quick because you could get in trouble for signing. And I remember the craziest time. I'm standing on that corner. Cars were coming this way. This lady was beeping her horn, handed me this big bag of change, and it was $200 full of quarters. How about shit? Well, I think that was my biggest make ever, like from signing. She handed me a bag of change of $200. And what else? Yeah, I got kicked out of this In and Out for fucking shooting up heroin inside of it. Yeah, I went to jail that day. That shit sucked. And,
so you used to stand just like on the medians?
On the median. See where that yellow is?
Yeah.
The one that was red, I would walk up and down. But slowly, and I wouldn't smile. There was a certain face you had to, you couldn't, look too sad. You just had to pretty much have like no feeling. It was the best way to explain it was no feeling in your face. And I know we're behind a brick wall right here, but right here where this Chipotle is, actually, right, if you want to follow me real quick, kind of sucked because all the cops like to eat at Chipotle. We figured that out later. I used to wait right here. I'd make my money right here. And I'd wait right here in this parking lot for my dope. Didn't matter if it was heroin and coke. It was maybe meth, but usually it was heroin and coke. But yeah, this is where I used to make fucking money. A lot of times. Hours and hours and hours.
Did anybody ever like mess with you while you were out here or say derogatory things to you?
Oh, all the time. This one car one time was, I got $20 for you, and I walked up to the car and she's like, I ain't got shit for you, homeless boy. I ended up taking a rock and breaking the back windshield out.
When did you realize that you needed rehab? And when did you go for the first time that you tried
it? It was probably, I just graduated. This story, I'll never forget that, actually. I just graduated and I was doing heroin. I was doing a combination of both of them, and I was doing them all day. I wasn't sleeping. I mean, I was up for 10 days at a time. And one day I just knew I was addicted, and I got stuck in the mirror one day just looking at myself. And I'll never forget, I was living at my old house on Carindale Way, and my mom was home, and I had a glass of milk I'll never forget, I had a glass of milk in my hand. And I was like, Mom, I really need to talk to her. And she was so happy. She's like, yeah, what's up, bud? And I just started crying. I was like, Mom, I'm addicted to fucking heroin, dude. And I just lost it. And she's, lost it too. Her son's saying addicted to fucking heroin, man. And so she's like, okay, we need to let's go to an AA meeting. She called a buddy that, went through drugs, one of her friends. That said, we need to go to AA and rehab. So she took me to an AA fucking meeting. I'll never fucking forget this. I went in there. My mom went to a support group next door for the parents and shit. I was in there, and as you're reading it, and they're like, we do not saying don't be on drugs or anything in this room. Literally at that point, I was like, hey, I need help. I don't feel right. I'm on a bunch of speed and heroin, and the next thing I know, I blacked out and hit the floor in the middle of my very first fucking meeting. Blacked out on the floor, just passed out. They woke me up. I was on the front bench. They were like, take him to rehab first before you come back to the meeting, because he was obviously fucked up. And the next day, I woke up getting ready to go out to go on a run. Mom was like, get ready to go to rehab, and I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And she was like, you confessed to me yesterday. We went to an AA meeting. Didn't remember a lot of it. And I ended up I went to West Care. I went there for just a detox. It was about I did the 4-day. I got out. I was good for about 6 days. Went to my buddy Rex's house. They were, of course, getting high, and they passed me the pipe, and cycle started all over again. We had this little street crew. It was called SDK. It was Stray Dog Crew. We were stray dogs. That's what we called ourselves. So,
is every one of those guys still alive right now?
All of them except one are clean. All of them. My buddy Rex, my buddy Chad, myself. There's my buddy Chris. Yeah, my only one is my buddy Brandon, and he still runs these same. I run into him all the time. I talk to him all the time still, and I told him I'm always there, but he's got to be ready. So, and it just sucks because he has no family at all, so it's a little bit harder which I understand because I had family. I could go take showers at my mom's house every now and then, and she helped me get to Arizona where I got clean. So I had a little bit of help, but when you don't got nothing, no parents, no one's alive, like you got you in the streets and whatever it's in front of you. So I feel his pain.
And it feels like there's nothing you can do.
No. And it's like, because he's actually the one who taught me to shoot up. Like, he's the one that actually hit me for the first time. Like, and so. And
when was that?
It was about my last year running the streets. It was about my last year I started shooting. I was always a smoker, told myself I'd never shoot up, and then, I don't know, something got over me one night and I just really wanted to shoot up. I just wanted to take the heroin to the next level. I just wanted to get higher. And then he shot me up in the elevator, and I'll never forget that day. It was that same elevator we were in. Yeah, first time I ever shot up. I didn't even know how to do it at first, and he went to jail, and then I had to learn myself. So I blew out a couple veins, but then eventually learned.
What was the first time like?
Fucking Christmas Day. Christmas fucking Day with all the fucking prime rib and roast beef you can eat. Like, it was just the best. Like, it was worth dying over. That's how good it felt. Which could be very dangerous.
What year was that? Do you remember?
When I first shot up?
Yeah.
I think it was the very end of 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were shooting up for a full year before you went to Arizona to try to get sober?
Yeah, but shooting up fucking heroin and coke.
Did you always use a clean needle, or did you guys ever share needles?
Yeah, there was this place that you didn't need a prescription to get a bag of needles, and I always had them. I actually sold needles on the side. I actually was a rig man. There was one time I ran out, and my buddy Brandon went to jail, and I knew where his stash was. So there was one time I used a dirty needle, and I cleaned it with rubbing alcohol as much as I could, and fucking used it, because at that point I needed, smoking wouldn't do shit to me. So I needed a needle, and I couldn't find any, so there was one time I used a dirty needle.
Did that scare the shit out of you, or did you not care because you were just getting to get high?
It was like 50-50.
Yeah?
It's like 50-50.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is pretty much the nature of heroin. I've been clean. I've been working at 7-Eleven a couple months ago, and this girl I used to know on the streets right before I left came around, and I what to tell you, here she is. She died right here. She died under those bushes right here. She fucking went to go sleep and never fucking woke up. So, and this is her memorial. So it used to be a lot bigger, but with summer coming, all her flowers died. But this is the end of it. You're one shot away from being in the ground. One shot. There were several times I could have been right here. Several times. So
this is not where you want to die.
Look, we're right on the side of the street. Like, cars right behind us, looking at an auto shop. This is literally where she fucking died. She's no longer here. Her family's probably missing the hell out of her. Probably was already hurt because her daughter's on heroin and homeless, and then now they put her in a fucking box.
So when you quit for the last time that you did it, how did you know it was going to be your last time?
I fucking knew it, man. I just got out of 2 weeks prior to that. I just got out of jail for heroin. I just got arrested at the fucking In-N-Out. I got fucking arrested. I had a court date. I was really planning on going, but I missed the court date, so I had a warrant. They called the cops on me for shooting up heroin in fucking the In-N-Out there, and I went to jail, and I thought it was it, dude. I thought I was going away. I thought I was going upstate, and there was a God with me in that courtroom. I think I was there for 3 weeks. I was in jail for 3 weeks. They let me out. They dropped all charges. The judge was like, I don't want to see you ever again. I got out. I ran the streets for like 2 weeks. And I left my elevator one day, and surprisingly, the next morning, I had $20 on me. I had a little bit of dope and a pack of cigarettes. And so I went, before I left my elevator, I didn't even care what time of day it was. I did it right there in the open, did my shit. I walked from there to my mom's house, which is only a 10-minute walk. It took me 45 minutes to walk here. I remember going to the door. I knocked on the door and she answered, and she was like, hey bud. And usually I'm like, hey, how you doing? But when she opened that door, I broke down and started crying, and I need fucking help. Like, and I could feel this was it. Like, I was just done. Just sick. They have that saying, sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was over it, so she let me in, and I knew it was, because every time I'd say I'm done, I would keep something just in case I wanted to do it again. But I remember breaking all the tips off of my needles, handing them to my mom, and I mean, I emptied my backpack right in front of her to show her, you can cut my backpack open, like, I am done. So she was off for 2 days, and she let me stay at her house till, I was sleeping. Then she's like, when I go back to work, you gotta leave, because I don't trust you in my house. I begged her, this is the last time, and I was like, if I do anything, you can personally take me into jail, like, please. And I got a hold of somebody that was in Bullhead City. My good homegirl Cassie Turner that kept trying to help me. They gave me this dude's number, Mike Browse. Became, he had a sober living, and fucking, I scraped up $100. My mom gave me $100 to move in with him, and he said he'd work with me. And man, that he fucking saved my life. He led me into that house in Bullhead City. Fucking saved my life. So, and I just could feel it. I just knew it. I was done. Like, you're done when you're done. And I had that it was like a warm feeling, like an angel touching your shoulder. People cry to God. Like, I knew I was done. I wasn't turning back. And I knew I was leaving the state, and I wasn't coming back till I was good.
What was the longest stint you did in jail?
Longest stint? I was in it, I would say, a month and a half, maybe 2. But like, I was a 30-day banger, man. But I was always in. I've done a total of a bunch of jail time, but I was always in and fucking out. Always. I mean, there was times I just went to jail, got out, I was back in fucking a week later. Like, it wasn't even like I left. I got out. It was just, and especially once all the cops knew who I was and what I was about. They were just always watching me, always walking in. Then I started going to then it started becoming multiple jails. I started going to county, started going to Henderson, started going to city, and then sometimes I'd go to city and then have to go fucking to Henderson. Henderson would have a hold on me because of warrants, and then there was a couple months right there, and it just started turning in. I was always in jail.
Did you get a lot of your tattoos like on the streets while you were on drugs, or was that a lot of your tattoos afterwards?
It was on drugs in a garage. Well, it's crazy because one of my buddies, actually my buddy Steve-O, never touched a drug in his life. All he did smoked weed, and he hated seeing it, but he would always tattoo me. He was always my best friend, dude. So he wasn't a tweaker or anything doing tweaker art, he was just a new tattoo artist learning, but like I was high. I remember one time he was tattooing me. He was doing my fucking arm right here. He was doing my fucking horseshoe. I was up so wide. He did it, dude, and something hit me. I lost hearing. I could hear everyone talking. Everything went purple, and he said he will never tattoo me if I'm while I'm on drugs. That's why I still have unfinished work. Well, I'm good now, but he stopped tattooing. But that's why he never finished this back in the day, because I couldn't stay clean.
How long have you been clean?
My clean date is September 26, 2015. I am currently 5 years and like 4 months. This year I'll be coming up on 6 years clean.
How many friends have you lost to drugs?
Fuck. There was 1 year I lost 6 people in 1 year due to the same drug. I lost 6 people. And that's that was the year I think hit me hardest, and that's when I started getting really high, where I should have turned around and probably stopped, but it had a different effect on me, so I just kept going, and yeah, I lost a lot of good ones too, and some of them were clean, and then they went out one more time and fucking OD'd.
If you could say something to anybody who's just getting into it or been on it for a while or anything to help them maybe think about getting off of it, what would you say?
You know, that's a hard one, man. When you're on it, it's not yourself, but I would tell them, you know, I'd probably the best way I would do is I would have to bring him to a grave. Bring him to the fucking place I just went and show him it's not a fucking joke. It's because a lot of people, I had people do the same to me when I was first getting into it, but I didn't listen. But, you know, the best thing I could say is, you know, it's not a joke. It's not a game. You're not just smoking weed. You're fucking with a man-made fucking drug right here, and it's gonna change your life forever.
What is heroin? What is it made of?
I know it comes from pop. It used to be fucking poppy. See, I don't even know anymore, man. That's how fucked up it is. I know it's an opiate. It comes from an opiate plant, one of the major opiate plants. But by the time it hits the streets, it hits 20 different hands being cut, fentanyl, brown sugar that you fucking cook in your kitchen with fucking, it's cut with brown sugar, I know that. It's just cut of a bunch of shit, and it's really the dirtiest, nastiest, most fucking fucked up game you can play in life.
What's the difference between black tar and regular heroin? Or is it all the same
It's
shit?
consistency, but it's really all the same shit.
You get the same high?
Depends how much they cut it. You know, I've done mine, I always done black tar. I got white china once that was supposed to be the best shit in the world. I called my dealer back and said, can I trade you back for black tar? Because it was the fucking most, I thought I did, I swear I shot Adderall up. Not Adderall, Advil up. That's what I think it felt like. It was, in really all different heroines. It's just some are powders, some are black, some are tarry, some are more rubbery, some burn down better. Some people like to snort it. Like it's consistency. It's all the same shit. Fucks up your life the same way.
You think you'll ever do it again?
Fuck to the no. All the time I lost, the friends I've died, and the work I have put in today, I will not. You know what? But it's not for sure though, because you never know what your next day is. Something could trigger you where you just, my whole family could die tomorrow and everything, and be all by myself again, and my mind could start thinking, and I could do it. But as long as I keep one foot in front of the other and keep just remembering what I went through, keep driving about the places I was homeless and slept, the elevators I slept in, all the times I did overdose and not wake up, walking by the people that I know that are dead today keeps me going. And you know, honestly, running into people that reminded me of me that are on heroin is probably the biggest wake up. Just seeing it face to face really helps me. You know, I'm sorry for them going through it, but it helps me every day, seeing the fucking sick.
How has your life changed since being sober?
Well, let's see. I used to live in an elevator, shoot heroin with needles, and pretty much in and out of jail. But now, I have a full-time job. I'm getting married this year to my fiance, April. She saved my life. I was not allowed at my mom's house or anything. I have a key, and me and my fiance and my 2 dogs live with my mom's house. I can possess a firearm. I'm on the way to sealing my entire record to not have a record anymore. I mean, everything's just turned around, but it wasn't given to me. I had to work for it. Every day I had to work for it. Days I didn't want to go to work, I went to work. I had to learn how to work. I didn't know how to work, you know. But one day at a time. But honest, you know, it just, I like I said I was done. So I made sure I was done, and those were the things I had to do to make it where I am today, because it is possible to get off of it.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
5 years? Hopefully being a house owner, having my cars paid off, and probably still just working and living a good, clean life, and just enjoying life. Just enjoying it. Maybe have a jet ski or two.
Got anything last minute that you want to say to the people before we end this interview?
Yeah. You know, guys, this ain't no joke out there. People die every day. I'm not just some dude off the street they hired to do this video. I'm the one that wanted to do this video to save lives. I've been in and out of jail. I've overdosed. There's times I've almost died. I've lost people. It's not a game, and the shit they're putting into it ain't what it used to be. It's pretty much like under your kitchen shit, which will kill you in seconds, and it may not be killing you, but it could be killing your parents. There's something it's going to be killing, and it is not no fucking joke. And if you or anyone has any problem with heroin addiction, find me on Facebook. My name's Johnny Angel, Angel with 2 L's. I would be more than happy to talk to anybody about this. So I appreciate Charlie for doing this video for me, and yeah, just one day at a time, step by step.